Hello, hello. Testing microphone. Microphone on.
Duck Hunt Amiibo.
I love seeing TikToks where people clip their microphones to the darndest things. It's such a good idea. Anyway, let me actually get ready. Today, we're gonna talk about another book I read in 2025. I was going to try to do reviews for 2025 and then 2026, but I've read like 9 books in 2025, and this is only the 4th time I'm recording, and this definitely isn't gonna be out until 2026. So I'm just gonna cut the whole year thing and just do books that I've read. And I'm just gonna cut the order. You know, I'm still gonna go in order, but the order's not gonna matter all that much. Today we're talking about Thinner by Stephen King, writing as Richard Bachman. I picked this up literally in a grocery store. It was such a good find. I think it was Shaw's. I feel the need to go up and down every single aisle when I go grocery shopping. Went down the book aisle, boom, Thinner by Stephen King. I was like, what a find. I think it's funny that it's like the travel size book too. Anyway, I've been wanting to talk about this for a while. When I recorded Unbroken, I thought it was Stephen King. I thought it was a Thinner day. I was like, yeah, Thinner. And then I finally looked at my books on the shelf because they're in order of when I read them. And I was like, oh, it's Unbroken. Fuck, and I gotta remember Unbroken. But anyway, Thinner by Stephen King, writing as Richard Bachman. I do have a script because I write these scripts down and thoughts and ideas after I read them because it's been not so far, but it's been a while since I read this. So if I were to do this off the dome, I'd be like, and then just like looking around all the time through the book. And I think I'm actually gonna do different shots and not different shots, but like different locations right now in front of a bookshelf. I have another bookshelf that I can film in front of. And for Christmas, Emily got me a stand for a green screen. So now I have a green and a black screen to film in front of. So that's cool. I can be in all kinds of different environments. Before, like in my Unlocking Tekken Characters video, Tekken 4 characters, I hung the green screen up on some doors. I have a closet next to me with foldy doors. So I would just open the doors and hung the green screen off of it, and it looks terrible. So now there's an actual stand with clamps. Then I can actually hold this thing up. I might use the green screen because I wear a lot of black. I feel like the black screen's better for photography. Anyway, let's start. To indirectly quote a YouTuber, Paul Ritchey, from the Continue Show, neutral experiences are the worst experiences. And I would agree with him on that. Good experiences are good, obviously. You like them, enjoy them, you talk about them, share them, and hope that other people can experience it too. Bad experiences, albeit bad, also have something about them that's worth sharing, worth talking about, warning people about, and allowing for growth in some cases, especially if it's like a bad movie, like movies that are so bad it's good, games that are so bad they're good. But neutral experiences are meh, they're just okay, and that's about it. They're neutral. They leave nothing to share, learn, or change. They don't make you want to do something again. They're neutral, and that's exactly the experience I had with Thinner by Stephen King, writing as Richard Bachman. This book follows a painfully average man who has a curse put on him by a gypsy man. The curse is for him to slowly lose weight until he dies, basically. And the main character is heavy, so it's relevant. However, I suppose if anyone had any kind of curse placed on them, then it would be a relevant curse because it would be their curse. Regardless, we follow his struggle with this curse that started off as a blessing because he loses weight and he's happy about it and he becomes thin. And then eventually he gets thinner. The weight doesn't stop dropping and it becomes an issue. This man, I forget his name. Should I look up his name? Should probably look up his name. Billy Halleck. His name is Billy Halleck. Billy Halleck is so average. He has an average life, an average wife, an average daughter, etc. Almost like the husband character in animated sitcoms. Because he's like heavy. And I'm pretty sure his wife is supposed to be hot. Or at least a stereotypical suburban mom, suburban wife. And they have like a young-ish, I think preteen daughter. The whole time I'm not necessarily rooting for him, but I'm also not really rooting against him either. The book is gripping enough to make me want to see where it goes, but that's about it. Now, I want to give this book its credit. The ending is not what I was expecting it to be. And it was the only time I had any kind of emotional investment in the story, to be completely honest. The whole time I was reading it, and it was like, okay, like you kind of want to see where it goes, but you're not like emotionally invested, where it's like a page turner. There is a book I read this year that was absolutely a page turner. This wasn't a page turner. I was reading it because I had decided to read it, and I don't like giving up or stopping books. I see it through to the end. But the ending, it was worth getting to the ending. I will say that. I think the ending made the whole journey worth it. The ending wraps everything up very nicely, even if it's not necessarily a happy one. I think that even though this was a pretty neutral read, I should give give credit to Stephen King's writing, that it was well written enough for me to like be attentive to it and follow along with it, even though I didn't really care what happened. It's a slow burn. It's a slow burn. Not as slow as like The Stand well, I haven't read The Stand, so I don't know if that's a slow burn. It's just long. And I was going to say It, because those are both long books. But I don't think those are slow burns. I think those are just long books. Because It comes out of the gate swinging. And there's highs and lows throughout. This one's a very slow burn. It's like very neutral. And then boom, right at the end. It's like, whoa, did not know we were going in that direction. As if Stephen King needs more credit, but his writing is good. Now we'll talk about the book, but I'm going to change locations. New location, other bookshelf. This one actually has books on it. I have a whole Stephen King section. There are Neil deGrasse Tyson books and Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children on it as well, just because I ran out of space, but this is my Stephen King shelf. I like Stephen King. And there's a mirror next to me. I don't know how well you can see. Back to the book. The horror in this is without a doubt body horror. A man watching himself wither away without any control. He enjoys it at first, like I said, but when it becomes a problem, he begins to eat even more than he used to without any weight gain, and it drives him crazy. But not really. Like, it takes a long time of like losing weight. Eventually he likes it, but then when he starts getting too thin, like dangerously thin, he starts to eat like he used to, like fast food all the time, multiple times a day, big breakfasts that his wife would make just for him. Like his wife and his daughter would have like, not like in a neglectful way, but they'd have like a bowl of cereal and that's all they want. And then like the big breakfast would be just for him. He was a big guy. And also the whole time he's like almost immediately convinced that it's from the gypsy. So basically how it happened, he was driving with his wife, was distracted and hit somebody. The person he hit happened to be the wife of this gypsy. Is gypsy like a bad thing to say? I don't know. Also, I feel like I can see my camera slowly getting off. My tripod is so cheap. It is like my camera is literally too heavy for it. So like I have to find like a perfect balance point and like hope that it stays like that. Hopefully the ground doesn't shake. Yeah, so he hits a gypsy woman who happens to be the husband of another gypsy who places a curse on him, and there's a whole legal thing. And he gets away with it basically because of his connections. I think he is a lawyer. I'm pretty sure Billy is a lawyer. You know, everything is corrupt, and he got away with it. The whole time, like he pretty much immediately clocks it as this is a curse that guy cursed, because he started losing. He didn't do anything to lose weight; it just started happening. And then eventually, he tried to make it like a thing, like, oh yeah, I'm doing this, and then it got bad, so he tried to reverse it and couldn't. But right away he pretty much knew. He clocked it as he cursed me and it's real. Everyone else thinks he's insane though, and they think that the weight loss is due to a psychological problem, because even like by the middle of the book he's like, you gotta listen to me, I was cursed by a gypsy, and everyone else is like, this guy's losing his damn mind. Like, he's losing weight because he's crazy, because he's gone anemic or something, like he's stressed or whatever, or because like he's so convinced that it's a curse that he's making it real. He ends up going on like a wacky zany adventure to track down the original gypsy, and he had some help from 2 other people that were cursed. So he's not the only one. It was like whole corruption that made him get away with vehicular manslaughter. So there was like the chief of police and somebody else who the gypsy cursed. One of them was cursed with skin that slowly became scales. So he was like slowly turning into a reptile lizard man. And the other one had increasingly grotesque pimples and pustules, probably starting off as like teenage acne and then face bacne, which is bacne on your face.
Fabacne. I'm talking about back sits on my face.
Fabacne. Does anyone want to watch Shake in the Mirror anymore? Eventually, they just became like literal, like enormous pustules and boils. It became gross. I won't say which happens to which, because I don't remember. But one of them ends up killing themselves, and the other one is sent away. Actually, I shouldn't even air quote sent away like I wanted to. He literally goes and tries to find like this super duper niche expert skin doctor, and he like goes halfway across the country, and you never hear from him again. He's written out of the book basically. And despite these medical anomalies. Despite these medical anomalies, no one believed our beloved average Joe about the curse. Except obviously for his one helpful friend who happens to be some sort of mob boss or something. There's this one character who just like has power, money, and connections, and he's kind of like Ex Machina's Billy and gets him whatever he needs. And he's like a mob guy because like Billy ends up going into his debt. I'll save the rest for my next location change, but he ends up tracking this gypsy. It's very Frankenstein. If anyone's read the original Frankenstein, is it easily available to me right now? It's here somewhere. There's no real order to my bookshelf. There's really just Stephen King, Barnes & Noble classic like collector's editions, and that's about it. Frankenstein's on there somewhere, but it's very Frankenstein-y, just like The Big Chase, because there's like a long section where Billy says, fuck it, I'm going after the gypsy. So he starts like figuring out where he is, and then like, you know, they're gypsies, and they put on like a traveling circus or carnival type deal. So they go town to town performing, and that's how they make money. So he's like tracking the show. Eventually he finds them, and you know, he kills them. Does he kill them? That's the issue with doing these so far in between is I forget how it ends. I remember the real ending, but I forget if I think he kills him. There's like a whole thing. Hold on. Oh yeah, his mob friend, his mob ex machina friend is named Ritchey the Hammer. Richard the Hammer? Ritchey the Hammer. That's right. Okay, so yeah, no, he doesn't, he, like, the whole point of this chase is, like, to kill the gypsy man. I think his name is Lemke. Lamech or Lemke, to get the curse removed from him. But Lemke's like, if you kill me, you're still going to be cursed. Like, I have to remove it. In order to remove it, they do this whole ritual thing, and he like cuts his hand. I don't know. It's like Stephen King, so there's like some supernatural cursey mumbo jumbo going on. Billy ends up with this fleshy pie that like pulsates, and Lemke's like, you have like 2 weeks to get someone to eat this. Curse doesn't go away, it just transfers to somebody else. So here's your opportunity to give this curse to somebody else. Be careful who you give it to. And, you know, he's like, all right, cool. They part ways. And then Billy like calls his wife, because this is a whole chase. It goes on for a while. So Billy's wife and his kid have no idea where he is. They think he ran away. He comes home and he like has the pie, and he just kind of leaves it in the kitchen and goes to bed. And then he wakes up and he finds that, oh, this was the ending. I was like, oh my God, his wife and daughter ate the pie. And I'm pretty sure he like almost seems like he doesn't give a shit. It's almost like his heart drops and it just stays like that. Like he saw that slices of the pie were gone when he woke up, and he was just like putting it together that his family ate the pie. And he was just like, well, ain't that how it goes? How exactly was it? I'm pretty sure he was like indifferent, or like he could not have given a shit about anything else at that point. Yep. They sat here and ate pie and made up, because throughout this whole thing, his wife sent his daughter to go live with the grandparents, and the daughter was like misses him and was like, don't send me away, like I want to stay at home. So like the daughter and the wife are fighting, so they like make up when he comes home over the pie that he brought home. They sat here and ate pie and made up. So to him, the whole time, it was like a fleshy, pulsating pie. It was gross. But now that people have eaten it and the curse is transferred, it just looks like a strawberry pie. Oh my God, that's what it was. Yeah, he doesn't, literally the last page where he's like putting it together, he's like, they ate the pie and made up. And then he like sits there and he's like, well, gotta eat healthy. That's what the wife says, eat healthy, as if strawberry pie is healthy, probably because it has strawberries in it. And then he eats it. It's almost like, what was the point of that? But he gets this opportunity to curse somebody else, and his family ends up eating it and getting cursed, and then he's like, fuck it, kill me too. And that I thought that ending made the whole thing worth it, even though it was very slow. Scene transition. Here I am once again, feeling lost, but now and then I breathe it in to let it go. Green screen hanging up. Green screen I had. Emily also gave this to me. She's a photographer, and she had a green screen that she got like years and years ago. And she was like, you know what? I don't use this, so you can have it if you want it. And I was like, lady. And then she got me the stand, and it came with a black screen. But this has black on it, so I don't want to do that. I never wear green, especially this color green. So anyway, the ending. Neutral experiences. The issue with neutral experiences, like I mentioned before, is that there isn't much to talk about. I can really only retell the story. None of it was bad, but also none of it was good either, besides the ending. Even then, the event I'm referring to takes place in the last couple pages of the book. Like actually the last couple paragraphs. Like him putting it together and then eating the, like, it all happens when he's asleep. So he basically wakes up, goes downstairs, sees that the pie was eaten, and then eats it. And that is actually the last page of the book. It's a good last page, but still, it's a last page. And I remember thinking, no fucking way, when I first read it. Pretty sure I actually was like, no, like out loud, no fucking way. Because that blew my mind. I was like, all of that whole journey, and all you do is curse your family and yourself again. I literally went back and reread the last few pages to make sure I read it correctly. Like, that's how surprised I was. I was like, no way this happened. You got me. You got me. It didn't leave me wanting more, which I also wouldn't say is a bad thing in this case, because I think it wrapped it up nicely. Like, I don't need more out of this. That's all it was, and that's all it needs to be. And we can just be like, yep, they all die slowly. That's how it ends. It could have just been him. Now it's his whole family. And maybe whoever else he feeds the pie to. They all die. I do think that I would recommend the book, but probably not to everyone. I feel like I've said that in every single review. If you like Stephen King already, then yes, you should absolutely read this. It's certainly not It or Carrie or 11/22/63 or Joyland, but it might be enough for you. If you're a horror fan or an avid reader with like a wide range of tastes, I'd still recommend it, but like maybe not as a priority. I think it would be more of like a filler book. Like say you're reading a series, say you're reading Harry Potter. I feel like that's the go-to series all the time. Say you're reading Ember, what is this? Hold on, I have a series I haven't read yet. An Ember and the Ashes. Say you're reading that series. Say you're reading Mrs. Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. And you just need a break in between books. Or even in between genres. This could be like a good break. It's a palate cleanser of some sort. It's not particularly long. It's like 300 or so pages. How many pages is it? I've already spoiled the last page for you, so sorry about that. 430. About 430 pages. Whoa. 430 pages. Literally, I read it because I saw it at a grocery store while shopping, and I was like, this is an awesome find. Like, it was so cool to find that, because usually grocery stores have like romance fantasy slop, not even smut, but like slop, and like Tom Clancy, Tom Cruise action movie slop, man slop and woman slop for books choices in grocery stores. So I saw this and I was like, that's actually a nice find. And again, something about these books, soft cover, small, almost like travel size books, I find these very like cute and appealing in some cases. I do have a collection of like Barnes & Noble hardcover, glossy, like gold trim page books that I love too. Like this is here, I'll show you something. This is a D&D book, but it's something like I'm talking about. Like this is what I mean. Like I love books like this too. Hardcover, colored trim on the pages. Spine is pretty basic. Crazy art, and it's like shiny. Big too, very big. I like these a lot. I collect these, the Barnes & Noble editions, but something about the little pocket-sized travel books is nice too. I like a book like that. They have their place. They have their place on a bookshelf. Also, like, Stephen King's my favorite author. I'm a huge fan of Stephen King, and it's something I haven't read yet, so obviously I want to read it. All that being said, it could just be my tastes. I'm sure some people find body horror interesting. It wasn't good, it wasn't bad, it was okay. And I think that's all it has to be. He's writing as Richard Bachman, which actually I just learned about that. I think it was the 70s and early 80s. He was writing too many books, and his publisher was like, yo, stop writing so many books. Usually it was like one a year is what was like accepted in the norm for authors, and he was just doing way more than that, so he started writing under pseudonyms. I don't know what else to say about it. Want me to read the back for you? Here, I'll read the back for you. Attorney Bill Halleck seriously enjoys living his life of upper-class excess. He's got it all: an expensive home in Connecticut, a loving family, and 50 extra pounds that his doctor repeatedly warns will be the death of him. Then, in a moment of carelessness, Halleck commits vehicular manslaughter when he strikes a jaywalking old woman. But Halleck has some powerful local connections and gets off with a slap on the wrist, much to the fury of the woman's mysterious and ancient father. It's her father, not husband. He hit his daughter. That's right, it's not his wife, it's his daughter. And the gypsy man himself is crazy old, who exacts revenge with a single word: thinner. Now, a terrified Halleck finds the weight once so difficult to shed dropping effortlessly and rapidly by the week, so there will be nothing left of Billy Halleck, unless he can somehow locate the source of his living nightmare and reverse what's happened to him before he utterly wastes away. I forgot that at the end of the book, you actually find out what happened. Do you know why he hit the guy's daughter? He hit that guy's daughter because his wife was giving him roadhead, and he was about to come. That's how it started. I think it was Roadhead. Either Roadhead or she was jerking him off. I'm pretty sure he was getting Roadhead, though. That's so funny. The dangers of Roadhead. Yeah, if you get anything out of this, it's Roadhead's a dangerous thing. You could hit someone and then be cursed for the rest of your life and curse your family. So stay safe on the road out there. And for the sake of how I've been doing it, I'll give it a star rating. 3 out of 5 stars. 3 out of 5, 3.5, 2.5. I don't think I can animate 2.5 the way I want to, so I'm gonna say 3 stars because I can't animate 2.5. 3 stars. I'll say 5 out of 10. Middle of the road. It's good. I don't think I have anything else to say, really. Thanks for watching. Maybe I'll show you my kitty cat. That's how I'll end it. I'll show you my kitty cat.